Hi, you listen to Brutally Delicious Postcards, and it's Yishai from Tomorrow's Rain.
Hey, you are listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I am Bruce.
And this is Rina from Silentium, here forever.
Oh, shit, I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Numbnut Seegers here getting fired on the air. Okay.
I've been trying to get rid of her for a while, but she keeps popping up in the chat.
Right. Like a fucking hemorrhoid.
Okay.
Today we're heading over to Israel, which I think is kind of cool because last week we were in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia. So we're going to Israel to speak with the guys in Tomorrow's Rain. Actually,
that doesn't. He's here. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello.
Bruce Moore here. How are you?
Fine, and you? You hear me well?
I do. This is my partner Chris and my partner Rena.
Hello.
Hi to all.
Hi.
How do we pronounce your name?
Yishai.
All right, you get that, Chris?
I didn't know my internet cut out. What was that?
Yishai. Yisajai.
Oh, Yishai.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
You want to take the lead here, Chris? You want me to jump in?
Go ahead, man. Give her. You're the lead of the show, man.
I am the leader of the show. Well, anyway, like I said, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us what is the metal scene like in Israel? Because we've talked to somebody here just recently in Saudi Arabia, and I find it interesting that metal is like springing up all over the world. Is there a real scene in Israel?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the band, I'm working as a full-time metal promoter here in the last 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So I did shows of more or less every band you can imagine, from Testament and Blind Guardian and Carcass to Rotting Christ, Satyricon and Nightwish, and Megadeth. Everyone. There is a metal scene in Israel. There are a lot of shows, of course, before the coronavirus started. It came to a point that in the last 5 or 6 years, you have every month at least like 3-4 big names from abroad coming to play here in Israel shows. And it's very different from the 90s. And in the 90s, you had like maybe one band every 4 or 5 months. Right now, you have one band every week.
Oh, nice.
So, and apart from that, you have the local bands. I'm sure you know Orphan Land.
Yeah. Actually, I'm friends with Chen. With
Chen, all right. Yeah.
And
so they are friends of us, and a lot of local bands.
Is Melakesh still down there? Is like Ashmedai still down there as well, or is he gone now?
Melakesh are not living in Israel since 98 or something like that.
But they come back quite often, though, right?
They are. Ashmedai is coming here to visit sometimes, but they're not living in Israel. They are living in Holland.
Right. Gotcha. Cool. Chris?
I saw some photos, actually, of the Devin Townsend Project playing in Israel. Did you book those shows, too?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. I did it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear. The internet kind of cut on me.
You hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah. So
Devin Townsend, yes, I did it twice.
Nice. So let's get on to Tomorrow's Rain. Can you give us like the 10-second boardroom pitch of the band for people that may not have heard of you before?
We started in the beginning of 2000 as Moonskin. We took a break in 2006 for 5 years. By 2011, we started to play local shows again. By 2016, we started to get really serious and start to write the album. Step by step, we played with Creator, Rotting Christ, and many other bands that came here to play and wrote the record. And it was ready like a year ago. Then we did the label shopping, and here we are.
Yeah, the album is really great, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
And, you have some really cool guest features there. So did you get all those cool musicians through your work as a promoter to participate, or is this
not all of them? I just talked about it actually before you called. We talked about it with our magazine as well and asking the same question. I split it to 3. One part are, as you said, people that I knew from my work as a promoter. For example, I did Nevermore in Israel, and Jeff Loomis came, and we became friendly with each other, so I knew him through this. On the other hand, there are also people that I knew from the beginning of the 90s in the underground, like Rotting Christ, Sakis, for example, like Fernando from Moonspell, like Greg from Paradise Lost, people that I know for a long time, people that, you used to send letters. Me and Sakis, we sent letters to each other since, 94 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And
Pen pal. Nice.
Yeah, like in the old underground days, with the tape trades and stuff. And the third group are people that never been in Israel, and I never even met, like Aaron from My Dying Bride. I just been, huge fan of My Dying Bride all over the years. I always try to bring them to Israel, but somehow it didn't work. I wrote to Aaron after, he came out with his thing about his little girl being diagnosed with cancer. And we started to write to each other emails, very long ones, personal ones, not about music. And then step by step, one thing led to each other, and here we are. But I never met the guy, for example. So it changed from person to person.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because you even have some of my friends there. I'm from Finland. And if I'm not mistaken, you had Miko from Swallow the Sun do some bits too.
Yeah, Miko is a brother. Miko is a really good friend. But I have to, if my idea was to bring people that I booked in Israel from being a promoter, then you would find, if that was my agenda, you would find much bigger names in the album. That was not in the agenda. That was not the agenda. The agenda was to bring people that either are very close to me as persons, or people that been an influence, like Aaron, for example,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Miko is a great guy. I love Miko because
definitely. And then you had Anders from Draconian, who's also one of my really, really dear friends, and it's
really?
Fun. Yeah. Like these are small circles, I guess. Who knows who other people we have in common as friends?
I guess.
Bruce?
Is it difficult getting these bands to come in and play?
No.
Because I have this picture of Israel as being super religious and not really open to...
No, not at all. I did hear shows of Dark Funeral, Rotting Christ, Marduk. Nobody gave a fuck.
That's great.
You bring in Rotting Christ, if there's going to be a protest, that's when there's going to be a protest.
In Israel. I did Rotting Christ 7 times in Israel, almost more than any other bands, almost, but...
Okay, so my perception is absolutely wrong then.
No, definitely wrong.
Beautiful. This is why I love doing this podcast, because we get to learn so much about things, because in the West, we learn so many things that are probably incorrect, most likely incorrect.
Yeah.
And we get to break barriers down, which is really what metal, to me, is all about. Is
of course.
In metal,
we never had any problem with religious. We never had any problem, and I did a lot of black metal bands and a lot of bands with bad reputation, like Mayhem, for example, or stuff like that. And nobody said a word. There was always supportive vibe from the press, supportive vibe from the people. Even the Norwegian embassy in Israel gave us money to do Mayhem.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That is culture transport at its best.
That's beautiful.
Well, that's what I love about the metal community, because it's such a family, and it doesn't matter. It's like I don't know if you've ever been to 70,000 Tons of Metal, or even if you've ever heard of it, but
yeah, I heard of it.
But they call it the United Nations of Heavy Metal because the last one was 74 countries were represented on the boat or whatever, and you meet people from all over the world, and you realize that it's just people love metal. And they're super friendly and nice.
Metal have some kind of a brotherhood feeling that you will not find in any other music genre.
We talk about that all the time. You're right.
Metal also have a very strong underground movement that you will not find. You will not find tape traders of jazz musicians or people distribute or people distribute flyers of ethnic dance music. You will not find it.
You are
never
100%
exists.
right.
It's not happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
right. There is like a sense of family. We've just discussed this before. And
Yeah, it's
just
like a little
more
tribe.
brotherhood, as a woman, we get to come into, right? But it is
sure.
one big happy family, right? Or one big gloomy family, I guess.
Gloomy and dark, yeah.
Doomy family.
Of course.
So give me one example of when was the first moment you realized that metal was like this big community? Just a personal example for you.
Interesting question. You mean worldwide or locally?
It doesn't matter.
I can tell you two points that really did it for me. One thing was about the year 90, when I started to replace letters with bands from Europe, sending them demo tapes of a band that I played when I was 16 years old. And the first letter that I got was from a band from Czech Republic called Krabator. It's a death metal band. And in the package, he sent me his tape back, and he wrote me a bunch of flyers with like 20 other bands and magazines.
Oh.
And he wrote something like, listen, I see that you are green in this thing. Or everything he wrote in a very poor and broken English. But I see that you are not, new in this thing. Take these people, write them, they will support you. Take these flyers and send me flyers of your bands in Israel. I will distribute them among my people in the Czech Republic. Do the same and we'll help each other. I was 16. That was my first lesson.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's a story.
And in the envelope, you will find flyers of bands like Dark Tranquility or Samael or stuff like that when they just started.
Wow. We always say it, and I think it's really interesting. Like, we could go to shows and meet people, and just meeting them on the first try, if I ended up at a show somewhere else, then they'd be more than willing to take you in. There's like this whole, the brotherhood that we're talking about. I mean, you can go stay at people's houses, go see festivals here, go see festivals there. It's great.
Yeah, definitely like this. So this was my first, the first time that I realized that there is a movement which is more than I will promote my band. It was, I will promote my band, but I will help also to promote my friends' bands and other people from Europe, and they will do the same for me. So it was like a circle. And with these underground circles, that's how I met Rotting Christ. And that's how I met like the guys from Emperor, for example, back in the day. So it was a very, very good way of, learn about the metal community. Another lesson was a little bit after that when I was asked by distributors, can you, who is your record label? And I said, we don't have any record label yet. And they wrote me like, listen, if you will release your album by yourself, we can trade our product with yours. Send me like 100 CDs to Holland, and I will send you 100 CDs of bands from Holland to Israel. And that's how we help each other to promote.
That's
talking
pretty
about
wild.
I'm talking about 94, 93, something like that. And I traded like this with everyone. Relapse, Season of Mist, Napalm. One by one, more and more labels started to go like that. And we were trading like there was no tomorrow, sending each other boxes and boxes of CDs. And it was the prime time in the 90s. Everybody was buying physical products. Right. Everybody was buying CDs. So, having in Israel CDs from labels like, Moonfog and Napalm and Relapse and Century Media, in the beginning, was very freshy thing, and that was a great way for me to export my band outside.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I learned that instead of I buy from you, you buy from me, we trade each other releases and we help to support each other labels.
That's pretty wild.
That is just so familial.
Right, that's amazing. How do you think we could make that happen with like the digital existence that we have today?
You can't.
Now,
you can. No, you can't, because once things go digital, there is no excitement in the product that turn people to motivate people to do things. If I open Spotify right now and within 5 seconds I can go to the discography of every band that I want, there is no excitement. And when there is no excitement, people are not motivated. That will not be the way. I mean, the physical product is out of question beside like vinyls collectors and some special boxes and stuff like that. If you want to help other bands, take them on the road with you as a support act without having them pay your bills.
Yeah, the buy-on.
The buy-on, do other things. Take a band, if you're a big band, take them on the road without a crazy buy-on. Help them in a way that will be effective for them in 2020.
Absolutely. Yeah. How do bands nowadays get people excited? How do they do that?
Well, I mean, it's a $1 million question, because if I will tell you like 10 years ago that there is a band in the market, a new band that mix influence from Blue Easter Cult and Merciful Fate, wearing the mask of Arthur Brown and sounds like, I don't know, old Alice Cooper mixed with King Diamond, you will say, what is this? Here comes Ghost,
Yeah.
Nobody knows what will work, what will not work. You need to promote like crazy. You need to have a strong PR. You have to work a lot about the look, social media, tools, everything, and of course the music need to be right, exciting, and, coming from the heart, if you ask me, or if it's not coming from the heart and you do like a pop kind of metal, at least do it in such a manner that will impress people. Either by technicality, high level of technicality, or good songwriting, but something that will catch attention of the people.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Bruce?
That's what I think, at least. And it's harder and harder, to be honest with you.
Yeah. This was some heavy facts and some tough love coming from your way. I can't really argue, though. You're probably right.
Well, it's hard because right now it's a feeling that most of the things are already done in metal, and what we hear is either reproduction after reproduction after reproduction of the old things that we know, or some things that doesn't really impress you in a level that you will say this album changed my life. I mean, if you look back in metal and you said in the last 10 years, in the last 15 years, what was the album that really changed your life? Was there an album in the level of Master of Puppets or Seventh Son of the Seventh Son or Arise by Sepultura or even Storm of the Lightsbane by the Dissection in the last 15 years?
Probably not. No. So let me ask you a question.
I think there was.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're going to go there.
I am going to go there.
Go.
Gojira. The Way of All Flesh.
Possible. And you can also say
even La Font Sauvage. What's that?
You can also say Behemoth the Satanist was on a very high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for me, the first time I heard The Way of All Flesh, I felt like I was in my 30s at that point, and I felt like I was in my teens again. It was just so mind expanding for me to hear. I was just like, this is what I want to hear in metal. It really just kind of, holy fuck. So I agree with you. There's not as many as there used to be, but there still is some.
No, not a lot. Like few, maybe like one here, two there, but not. If you take every year in metal from let's say from 75 until let's say 96, 95, every year. And I will ask you to mention for me 10 albums, strong ones, you will get them.
It's true.
Well, you guys' album is going to make that list. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be one of the big classics.
Hopefully. Who knows?
So we're running up against time, but I had a quick question for you. For me, the album that turned me on that was life-changing, I know you mentioned it was, I remember being a kid and picking up Diary of a Madman, and from then on, cover, I went home, devoured the lyrics and the liner notes, and the album just changed my life. What was yours?
The first album that I heard in hard rock or heavy metal?
That totally changed your life, that made you a metalhead for life.
Shout at the Devil.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That we're actually talking with Tom Werman later today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that record was released just a few days ago. I think it's like the 29th,
Yeah.
28th anniversary or something like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's unbelievable.
That record changed my life too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, of course. Shout at the Devil was the first. And then came Iron Maiden Power Slave for me.
Oh, that was a good record too.
Hold on, what about Peace of Mind? Peace of Mind didn't fit in there for you?
Peace of Mind.
Not like Power Slave or Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
Really? I like
it. It's one of my top 5 Maiden albums, but not in the top 3.
What about the older Maiden albums, like with Paul Di'Anno?
I love them all. Everything they did.
Killers,
let's say
Killers was amazing.
They are all amazing. They are all amazing until, let's say, Seventh Son includes Seventh Son. They are all amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but if you ask me, what is my favorite, I will mention Power Slave and Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
The first time I ever heard a double kick beat was the song Red Hot.
Yes.
First song, side 2. I'll never forget it. I would just freaking rewind that beat over and over and over.
That album was life changer for me because I was so young back then. I think I was like 9 years old, and I saw the vinyl, in a record store in Israel. I was buying like stuff like rock and pop and U2 and Depeche Mode when I was a kid, and then I saw this picture of Motley Crue, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yep.
And he said, can you play me the vinyl? I said, no, I can't because it's shrinked. Okay, I will buy it anyway. And
right.
I took the record, I heard it, and I was like, okay.
No regrets.
No regret, no remorse. Yeah.
I've probably bought that record like 3 times on cassette and probably 2 times on CD.
I have it a million times in every possible version that you may find, including a gold record in my office.
Oh, wow.
Nice. All right, so I know I said I have no more, but what's your favorite track on that record?
Tough question.
I'm going to go with Bastard.
No, I will not go with Bastard.
I like Bastard.
I would either go with Knock Them Dead Kid or with Danger.
Oh, interesting.
Danger's an interesting one.
I go with Red Hot.
Red Hot also killer, yeah.
But not Bastard.
It's a good song. Everybody like it, apart of Alan Kaufman. But, yeah, I will not go with Bastard.
Well, that's all I have, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Rini, you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good. I'm good. And this was so nice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. And thank you for supporting Tomorrow's Rain. And I really hope that you like the album.
Oh, I have one other thing. Where do we go to find Tomorrow's Rain?
What again, the question?
So where can people find Tomorrow's Rain?
Where can find the record?
Yeah, like how do they get in touch with you? How do they follow you? Where?
Yeah, everything is actually through our shop in tomorrowsrain.com, which is linked directly to the Bandcamp. And then they can buy the albums or contact us or whatever, or through the Facebook page. We answer everyone. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Best of luck, man.
Stay safe.
Have a good night.
Right, take care, my friend. All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Sweartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.